Guess what time it is? It's time for another free video by me, reallifetrading.com. You know what time it is. Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading. I hope you are doing illustriously, elusively, tremendously tremendous. We got ourselves the SPY on the boards. Here is your weekly chart. And what we're looking at right now is SPY, really just retesting that retest gap. That was pretty much last week, a little bit of a slower week, but here you go. Right, white candle gapping up, that's a retest gap, and we're kind of in the middle of retesting right now on a weekly chart. What's interesting is this most likely will take some time because don't forget that we are at new all-time highs and the markets did create a nice S-curve on a weekly. So making these all-time highs, this is the spot where you'll get some chop, you'll get some sideways movement, some random wicks here and there, and some very interesting gaps. But the good news is, if we're looking at a bigger time frame, now we're going to zoom into a smaller time frame, we have ourselves a morning star reversal. So here's a white candle gapping up, your S-curve into the moving averages, and your morning star type of pattern. So if we do start seeing higher highs and higher lows tomorrow, I think this is really a bounce on SPY, even if it is just a short-term one, and start seeing some slow and sluggish bullish movement higher. Didn't have any requests for today. That's mostly because you didn't hear from me on Friday. I was in the northern hills of North Idaho, around McCall, Idaho, hunting some big game, aka elk. And I was bugling my brains out most of the day Friday night and Saturday. I think over the whole time I was up in the mountains, I think we hiked over 16 miles, took approximately 75,000 steps, climbed hundreds of stories. It was bonkers. Got a good workout, felt great about it. Might be sharing a video, in the near future, some of the stuff and some of the pictures that I took. But yeah, it was a really exceptional time. Had a phenomenal blast. In fact, I think my good buddy Kevin Toops just left yesterday or maybe today, and my good buddy Randy from Minnesota is actually still up there right now. He's up there till Friday. So anyway, wonderful time, incredible experience, had a blast. Let's go look at some stocks that I'm keeping an eye on, since I didn't get any requests for today. And Activision Blizzard is one that I like and that I was keeping a close eye on today. I like this kind of double bottom pattern that it got. So, you got this nice little move, looks like a good little S-curve, and you got a double bottom right here, a close above the neckline yesterday being Friday, and a little bit of an upper shadow, lower shadow today. So zooming into the hourly, I'm kind of watch and see if we can get a pullback, tomorrow maybe into this 73.43 space with a stop down here around 71.43. It's kind of what I'm keeping my eyes on Activision, but I like the candle, I like the bounce around the 200. It'll take some time. I'm just doing its thing. Seagate, I did get stopped out of a weekly options newsletter trade today, unfortunately. If it was just shares, I actually would have still been in the trade, but I really was trying to figure out exactly how long to take this setup. I'll probably be doing it again with this candle on this bearish gap and go. And it was a retest gap on a weekly chart, so here's the retest gap on the weekly. Right, black candle gapping down. We are retesting. So I still think that there's a chance that Seagate could go lower. I did get stopped out of this trade for a 1R loss today. And I am still down on the month of September. But I do have some trades that are working out relatively okay. So here's AMAT. These are the only swing trades that I'm in right now. AMAT, so we're in this one bearish. And we've been in on this one bearish since the 24th of August. So this is the exact setup that you see, haven't moved anything. That's AMAT, and I still have some IQ puts that we purchased way back in here, and actually this day right here on the 9th of August. So still in those were September 30, and I had an absolute zero play on that one, so that's going to be a super, super small gain, if anything. And then Alaska Airlines, ALK, is actually working out quite well. So I'm going to kind of factor in the total R's on this trade if and when we continue higher. I'm going to move the stop up on Thursday. Only have half of a position on this one because we exited a quarter and a quarter. So I'm sitting at a 2R unrealized gain on ALK. So if I exited ALK, if I exited AMAT, and if I exited IQ, I'd actually be up on the month. But I'm going to wait just a little bit more to see if we can take anything else and to kind of build in some positive equity. But that's those are some trades that we got at the present moment. Apple coming up with some really good stuff on most likely Wednesday, right, when they start announcing some of the new phones and new products, and so that'll be fun to see what that does. But right now, you can notice a really good pullback looming. At least I feel like it's a good pullback. Nice trend, nice little drop. Sold this covered call the perfect spot. I mean, the almost all-time high, 4th of September, for $3.20. Tons of premium up there. And now that's, at this point, 22 points away. So Apple, I love the pullback. Glad that it is, but this is a setup that really you could be looking at. Longer-term shares, leaps, longer-term calls. Tons of traders got shares of Apple. And we'll just see what happens on Friday, right? Friday often is, not Friday, I'm sorry, Wednesday, when they do some of the new releases and info. Apple very often is a buy the rumor, sell the news type of stock. So I'm expecting some lower shadows and some kind of wickiness come in. That's kind of why I partialed off these two setups to do like a half an hour limit each on Apple. Here's Facebook, and I actually really like where Facebook is bouncing right now. Here's the 100 on a weekly chart. I love the area, pretty much 162. Gorgeous, gorgeous bounce. So Facebook most certainly can bounce down here. Keep your eyes on that to occur. You almost got a perfect tweezer bottom down here, 16 cents away on Facebook. But you'll notice on Thursday we stopped exactly, the exact low was 160. So that's telling me if Facebook closes below this support, she's going to get wrecked. So watch this price very closely on Facebook for the next few days or weeks. But until it happens, it won't. So therefore, this is a buy low, sell high on Facebook with a bounce off the 100 simple on a weekly, because we have trade down here before and we have bounced. I'm not saying we will for sure bounce, of course. I wish I knew that. But I do know that this is a good level for it to bounce. And if it doesn't bounce here, it will trade lower almost without question down to 143.79 and then maybe eventually the 200 simple, but that's pretty much what we got. And speaking of the market kind of reacting to the news of Jack Ma potentially, well not potentially, working on leaving Baba, and he's building a succession path right now, kind of like who's going to succeed him and figure all that stuff out. But we are trading lower. A lot of real-life traders with some put sales down here. A lot of traders ask me what they should do with their shares of Baba. For the last few weeks, and my analysis has been for a while, be in puts to protect yourself, especially since this inside candle came in right here, right? Earnings traded up. You got an inside candle on a weekly chart. Once that inside broke down, that was it. So we'll see how Baba interacts with the 100 simple on a weekly, which is at 152.96. I don't think it's going to bounce exactly off of it, but I mean, down at this level, this is a good spot for a bounce. Today is a new black crow on Baba, which is not massively bullish. So yeah, folks, I'm thinking that Baba's probably going to have a little bit of lower lows left. Maybe we chip chop around the 100 some and then eventually bounce off of it. But if we do something like this, where we bounce, we trade up, we start rolling over, and we start making lower lows, I mean, buy as many puts as you can afford at that point. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm planning it, playing worst case scenario just in case. Speaking of worst case scenario, JD.com. Got a very beautiful pattern for the last 3 days. Got a high wave candle followed by an inside candle, and it kind of gapped down today. So if you are in longer term bullish positions on JD, it's probably apropos to have some type of protective puts for either October, November, maybe $27 or $26 protective puts, just in case, because again, right now on the weekly chart, it doesn't look super strong. Granted, we are at a support, all right? We've been down pretty far already, but the trend, I mean, it's bearish. So at least have some protection if you're in bullish on JD. Just make it help you sleep better at night. I think that would be a pretty wise thing to do. Last but not least, here's Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU. A lot of real-life traders got some put sales down here and even some lower ones. We'll see what MU does. A very key level at this particular price. Breaking the 50. The 100's all the way down at 37.66. I don't know if we will get down there, but if we do, I think that could be a pretty good buyable event. Going to be watching Micron because, again, you got a very nice candle. You did have a retest gap right here on Thursday, and that was a phenomenal day, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, to be day trading. Thursday was so good. We were trading together in Nashville, a lot of real-life traders, and we're just absolutely wrecking it with MU, Facebook, and a few others. So you have 2 days of rest on Micron Technology. Here's the hourly chart. I'm totally game for anything to happen, either a gap up or a break lower. Either one, I personally think, is entirely possible. So keep your eyes on the prize. It's out of support, could bounce, could break. We will see what we get. But either way, just know that you can protect yourself, mitigate risk, buy low, sell high, and be patient. Over the long haul, I think Micron goes higher. We'll just have to see exactly where it pulls down to and bounces before it does any of that beautifulness. All right, well, that's it for me, folks. I will be back on Wednesday with another stock review, kind of later in the day, potentially. That's when I'm flying back from Boise, Idaho, to be in Nashville. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You are amazing. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. If you like that video, click that subscribe button and click this one right here because you're going to absolutely love that video as well.